Zed, the second Cirque du Soleil resident show to open in Asia following Zaya, was in October of 2008 at Disneyland Tokyo. Follow two clowns, Ale and Nale, who have a book with the letter Z on its cover. After opening it, Nale literally jumps into the book and pulls Ale in with him. The pair have been transported into the story of Zed. A boy clad all in white who was witness to the separation of two worlds, that of the sky, tended to by the goddess Nuit, and that of the earth ruled by Abraka. The two worlds longed to come together as one, shown within the various acrobatic acts which involve one side struggling to meet the other. And Zed himself just could be the key to making it all happen. Zed primarily draws on its symbolism from the tarot. Zed himself as the Fool, Abraka as the magician, Nuit as the star, and the shaman guiding Zed through his story as the Hierophant. The show itself was seen as a welcome return to form after some mild disappointments among the fanbase and common patrons alike. Unfortunately, the show's 2011 season was interrupted by the earthquake and tsunami that affected Japan, and with ticket sales for tourism across the board at an all-time low, it was forced to close at the very end of the year.
This earthquake is one of the top 5 on Earth.
Already quite happy in its partnership with Cirque, with Lanuba still going strong at Walt Disney World Resort in Orlando, Florida, Disney showed an interest in integrating a new project to be housed at one of their other resorts. Daniel Lamar and Guy Laliberté met with the team at Disney and the Oriental Land Corporation. After the first meeting, Disney contacted Cirque to negotiate a contract, and with his powers of persuasion, Guy had succeeded in conveying his enthusiasm to the OLC representatives. They were convinced and decided to get involved in the project and put together a solid team. That team was directed by Daniel Lamar, who set the overall development and business parameters for the project. While the Disney people knew Cirque well, they needed a bit of help with the OLC group. Then came 18 months of intense negotiations. Finally, the process concluded with a contract for Cirque to present a resident show for 12 years in Tokyo Disneyland. The space between Disneyland and Disney Sea Park was allocated to the theater, residing next to the Disney Ambassador Hotel. The distinctive theater roof, formed with polyhydrants, is designed in the image of a circus tent, the very beginnings of Cirque du Soleil. It is specifically designed to harness the sun's rays from any direction, and its glass exterior definitely presents an appearance befitting the Circus of the Sun. Cirque designed a theater that will pay tribute to the unwavering loyalty of their audience and reflect some of their attributes at the core of Cirque's creative impulse. The design of the theater will harness the energy of the sun to warm audiences' hearts. Aww. On the floor of the stage is a representation of the Milky Way, with symbols referring to the different phases of the moon and star placements. An alphabet of 26 symbols known as the Zed alphabet appears throughout the set and spells out the periodic table of elements, as well as other words related to the production. A micro world that reflects the macro world, made mostly of steel. The suspended astrolabe weighs 43,000 pounds and is fitted with a net that can deploy and retract as needed. For the vortex, the white canvas that wraps the stage at the start of the show comprises more than 5,600 square meters of material.
There's no way to test it but to do it, and we suffer a certain amount of damage in the trial and error process. We've lots of ripping. And so we've had a team, numerous days, numerous hours, patching it back together so that we can hang it and try it again and try it again and try it again.
Two motors pull it at a speed of 6 meters per second, making the entire surface vanish in 25 seconds. Fun fact, at one point Zed held the largest guest capacity out of any other Cirque theater. Land of Fantasy would later take that honor with a total of 3,000 seats split into two even sections. Zumanity 1,256, Mystère 1,541, Believe and Run 1,600, Lanuba and Drawn to Life 1,671, Viva Elvis, Zaya and O 1,800, MJ1 1,804, Ka 1,950, Love 2013, Zed 2,170, Land of Fantasy 3,000. René Dupree, born 1946, is a Canadian composer from Mont-Joli, Quebec. René played a key role in shaping the artistic universe of Cirque du Soleil during its first 10 years. He is responsible for Nouvelle Experience, Saltimbanco, Mystère, Alegria, and Ka. Alegria was nominated for a Grammy Award in 1995 and spent 63 weeks on Billboard's World Music Charts. The Mystère and Ka soundtrack also spent several weeks at the top of the Billboard charts. As of 2009, René Dupree sold over 3 million albums worldwide. The CD for Zed was produced, mixed, and engineered by Martin Lord Ferguson and released on October 13, 2009. Zed is a living poem, a timeless avocation that draws on the tarot and its arcane, an imaginary world that conjures the vitality of the human condition and holds up a mirror to our true selves. The world of the unknown in which Zed finds its inspiration teems with life and vibrant characters including the Great Goddess, the Fool, the Sphinx, and the Satyrs, all engage in a lyrical odyssey to the heart of the human experience. Zed, the larger-than-life character, represents all of humanity from its wisdom to folly, from discovery to adventure. Watch him grow as he discovers the world on his journey of initiation. Through this undertaking, the people of the sky and the people of the earth are trying to connect with each other. Through Zed, they come together. Nuit, the creator of the firmament, is the incarnation of the great goddess, mother of the sky, and all beings who inhabit it.
I am playing the character that's called Nuit, the spirit that returns to Earth to enlighten mankind.
She expresses infinite compassion for all beings, and is an ally of Zed, whom she understands and quietly watches over, making every effort to help him achieve his quest. Abraca, inspired by the magician of the tarot, is the father of the earth and protector of all the creatures who inhabit it. Abraca is all-powerful. He wears a chainmail coat and a large royal collar. When he raises his arms, his 4 wings, which range gradually from purple to gold, spread out over 18 meters. But his powers are earthbound and is subject to the omnipotence of the shaman. His costume requires 200 meters of cloth, pleated and hand-painted with designs using a technique called sublimation, which fixes the images in the fibers of the material. Chronon, a medieval character, the god of hell, wears lace boots, a large silk coat that turns gradually from yellow ochre to a dark brown, and is adorned with 100 or more orange and red cone-shaped flowers, some of which are motorized to create a ripple effect. Inspired by the devil in the tarot, he embodies the troubled forces of the unconscious. Covered in the burning hues of reds, oranges, yellows, and orchers, he resides over the subterranean depths, a kingdom that is one of fire where the Straters are his unwitting subjects. The Shaman, master of the arcane, inspired by the Pope of the Tarot, the Shaman is clad in a transparent copper-covered outfit, coupled with white painted tribal patterns that contrast with his skin. He also wears a tribal headdress, a coat that is open in the front and a twisted leather cape decorated with belts encrusted with small items such as stones and pieces of fur. As the carrier of the magic incarnation of the universe, he presides over the birth of Nuit and Abraca, who submit to him. It is also he who awakes the elements. In him, Zed finds a guide to initiate him into the secrets of the arcane and accompany him on his path to self-realization.
Hello, this is Captain Girard. Please follow the shaman.
The Shaman is accompanied by Jinn, his accomplice and apprentice. Covered in a gold leaf and smartly adorned, the meeting of 2 worlds, the heavens and earth, the Baton Master marshals this big bang by combining dance and gymnastics with flair. His costume was made from a stretched silicone material with a type of gold leaf applied around the neckline to give the impression that he was wearing a huge Incan or Aztec necklace. Covered in tattoos, he is dressed in gold and turquoise blue with shades of green. The Satyrs, these characters who embody the indomitable forces of nature, wear justacorps, costumes that reveal their muscles and bear flames that go over their heads like the horns of goats. Clowns, Ale and Nale. One is a vindictive, petty dictator who seeks to control everything, while the other is just plain lazy, and always finds a way to do as little as possible. Together they form an inseparable duo of buffoons, with the splendid naivety and great poetry to both move us and make us laugh. Preview performances began on August 15th with the official gala premiere on October 1st, 2008.
On achète un billet pour aller voir un spectacle. On se rend disponible pour 2-3 heures. On prend sa voiture, on se déplace et on s'assoit dans une salle et le noir se fait. Au moment où le noir se fait, tout est absolument possible.
Our first permanent show in Tokyo. Cirque du Soleil is really happy to be in Japan and to have a permanent show that's going to stay here for a long time. I think you're going to love all the parts of the show, and I'm really looking forward to see you all.
On March 11, 2011, a magnitude 9.1 earthquake struck off the northeast coast of Honshu on the Japan Trench. A tsunami that was generated by the earthquake arrived at the coast within 30 minutes, overtopping seawalls and disabling 3 nuclear reactors within days. The earthquake was the largest magnitude ever recorded in Japan and the 3rd largest in the world. Due to this tragedy, shows from March 11th through April 20th, 2011 were cancelled. Artists and staff of Zed were temporarily relocated to Macau, where they could continue training at Cirque's resident show, Zaya. The major benefit there was the team could partner with the crew of Kuza, also relocated from Japan, at the Macau training facilities. The Zed troupe was able to start performances again on April 23rd after a thorough safety investigation of the theater and facilities had been undertaken. But sadly, on July 24th, 2011, it was announced to the casting crew of Zed that the Oriental Land Corporation and Cirque du Soleil had come to an agreement to permanently close the production at the end of the year. Ticket sales and attendance had plummeted since the earthquake, and based on a review of the expected results and long-term viability of the show, it was mutually agreed on to indefinitely close the theater and cease performances. Then on December 31st, 2011, Zed took its final bow. Anytime Cirque wants to make an artistic change to one of its many Las Vegas productions, they always present it to their hotel partners first. Even though they have complete creative control, they still like their partners to be involved, having them agree and support their decisions. Cirque and MGM Resorts have circulated an internal memo that states Viva Elvis will go dark just after the 1st of 2012 to combine elements from Zed into Viva Elvis. Viva Elvis has had a hard time selling out the large venue, and the theater is less of a Cirque theater and more like a Broadway-sized venue. This new version should satisfy guests looking for more acrobatics and less dancing. These updates will make Viva Elvis more exciting and help appeal to a much broader audience, as the Ban Keen Act and Aerial Straps duo was integrated into the show. Now faced with a big opportunity to refresh Mystère, Cirque's creative team felt that 2 acts from Zed could easily be integrated into the show. And at the beginning of 2012, Mystère welcomed Zed's Flying Trapeze and Aerial Silks act.
Cirque du Soleil is about magic, is about the impossible. It's about the acrobatic achievements beyond beliefs. And I've been serving that with my team. And I think what is to be seen on the stage of Zed is a unique experience, at least for me.